How do you then defend the position that it is reported over the last 4 weeks, more than 5,000 people may have died in the Gaza Strip, according to some figures, including a large number of women and children?
Who are you taking the numbers from? Who are you taking the numbers from?
I'm sorry, I'm in the middle.
Genocidal government?
Please, I'm in the middle of my answer.
Yes.
I want to tell you something, and that's very important. First of all, I'm not targeting civilians yet. You know, before being a member of parliament, I used to be a journalist myself. I covered the war in Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan. I covered many events in my life. And you know, when the West, when the civilized world, if you want, attacks terrorism, then he's entitled to. When it comes to Israel, so immediately you take, for example, Hamas, and you will say, military branch, what do they say? Political branch, as if you have branches, as if anything in barbarian actions like they did is military, as if anything political is in what they do. So please, the same thing you would expect from your government, the same thing you would expect from your army in India, in America, in Great Britain, in any country, this fighting terrorism, this fighting Hamas is also your war. Why? Because if you really care for Palestinians, if you really care for babies in Palestine, if you really care about children in Palestine or women, you should eliminate a terrorist group like Hamas. Because who's behind what's happening in Gaza right now? It's Hamas. Because if they stop, first of all, if they wouldn't have come inside our villages, our houses, our communities, then we would never respond. You would have never seen that.
Do you see a ceasefire? Do you see a ceasefire, Mr. Bismuth, on the horizon? Or do you believe this war could expand further?
I, as an Israeli, not only member of parliament, as an Israeli citizen, I will not allow my government to stop until Hamas is eliminated. You have to understand that. This is my duty for my nation, for my children, for my women. 3 weeks ago, my babies were slaughtered. My women were raped. 1,400 civilians died. And now my babies, because my soldiers, these are youngsters, are now in Gaza fighting a very difficult fight for the protection of our people. And by the way, if I wouldn't care about civilians, I would send my Air Force. I wouldn't send my boys there to fight. I care about life. And let me tell you one thing in order for you to understand. In my country, where I come from, we have the cult of life. We worship life. In Gaza, as you can see, the cult is death. They worship death. And you don't succeed in understanding. You don't even want to understand that. What has happened 3 weeks ago is something dreadful for humanity. And you brought here for 10 minutes someone who spoke about war crimes.
She's entitled. Did not have the
decency. Wait a second, I did not finish.
Yes.
Did not have the decency to condemn. And by the way, when you think about Palestinians, the Palestine Authority, the president of the Palestinian Authority, Mr. Mahmoud Abbas, or if you prefer Abu Mazen, still did not condemn the burning, slaughtering of babies. So tell me, what are you talking about? Humanitarian, ceasefire? This group is going to be eliminated, and I can tell you and the audience that we are functioning according to international law. And believe me, if they kill my baby, they party. If I, by mistake, touch one of their children, I cry. This is the difference between Israel and Palestinians.
Well, Mr. Bismuth, at the moment, the truth of the matter is, while I appreciate your sentiments, the truth of the matter is little children are dying. And we cannot run away from that fact. The fact is that little children are dying.
Sir, the truth is that in my country called Israel, which I love, soldiers, or how would I say, missiles protect children. Here in my country, missiles protect children. Every night we're being launched, and me with my little kids, I take them to a secure place. So again, missiles protect children. If you cross the border and you go to Gaza, over there, children protect missiles. So before coming to me, Israel, and believe me, I function according to international law, and I care about life, especially of kids and women, whatever they are.
Okay.
Go to Hamas, go to Palestinians, go to that ridiculous, horrible professor that you interviewed for 10 minutes and ask her about the functioning of Hamas, about all the historical choices Palestinians have made, never wanting to really have peace with us. And by the way, when in 2005, we don't occupy Gaza, what are they doing over there? Bombs, shelters, creating houses, meaning that their intention is not even prosperous
Mr. Bismuth,
for the population. You know, when we in 1948, We're almost the same age, you and I. When we had the state, what did we do? It wasn't Israel that we wanted. It was much smaller, and we accepted, although it wasn't all the land we deserved to get. We said, okay, 3-4 years after the Holocaust, people danced in the street, and we started building medicine and agriculture.
Mr. Bismuth,
and economy,
I've run completely out of time. I've heard you. You've made a strong, passionate argument.
But I don't want you to hear me. I want you to understand me.
Okay.